okay? I can't count the amount of times I run into people and they're like, oh my God, Ifrah, we heard your story and I'm inspired by it. And that inspires me even more, right? Because of the fact that, you know, too often when it comes to our industry, there's that, you know, perception that A, only certain people make it to the top, right? B, the fact that not very many of us are willing to share the ropes, right? So that's not true. That's not true. This is what we're here for. This is what all the leaders are here for. Show you exactly how I've been able to go from zero experience in network marketing, zero experience in sales, zero experience in business, to doubling my income within 2 years, and afterwards becoming the first woman LD4 in our company. Okay, if I can do it, I promise you that you can. So when you see someone who's been able to achieve something, I always say this to my team, don't say, oh, that's because of them, that's where they are, they speak English a little better, they dress a little better. No, all it is they have taken steps that you haven't taken yet. So go after them and say, hey, I've heard your story. Is it okay if you share with me exactly what you did? This is what I'm here for today. Okay, this is what I'm here for today. So it's going to be powerful. It's going to be amazing. And I really hope that whatever I share with you is something that is beneficial for you as well. And as I mentioned, some of you in our team chats, Opulence team chats, that I have actually dedicated the last 20 minutes to Q&A. So any question that you have, now is the time. Now is the time to ask. Oh my God, there's so many of you still joining. I love it. I love it. Welcome, welcome. Yes, I just did, Isaac. I just shared the link in all the chats. Let me know if you guys all have it. Okay, please let me know. Yes, hello, my sister Farida from Namibia. Is it Namibia or Namibia? I love it. Welcome, my sister. Welcome. Okay, so Isaac says he still doesn't have the link. Let me put it in the lifestyle group. I try to put in as much group. Those of you that have seen what I posted, can you please share in all the rooms? Yeah, I've already posted in the lifestyle, Isaac. I'm sure you're in there. That's Ron's team chat. Okay, it's there. Please share it. Sharing is caring. Let's share with everyone. I try to post in every group that I could. Okay. Please reshare it, because I know for some people, putting in the Zoom code doesn't work for them. So you have to share the link. This is why I always share the link. Okay, you got it? Yes, Isaac, thank you. Thank you for wanting to share. Okay, all right, so it's 10:06. Okay, normally 5 after the time we start. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started as here. It's also being recorded as well. So anyone who comes later can definitely watch it, or anyone who cannot make it today. Okay. Let me put this in my stories as well. This is another thing that I highly recommend. Whatever that you're doing, even with the world, not just with Opulence Global, right? Even with the world, let them know, hey, I'm online now. Come join me, right? So I'm going to share in my social media stories as well. That way others can also benefit from it. Okay, welcome. Welcome, everyone. Continue to say hi to me. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Okay. Okay, join me live. Join me live. Okay, perfect. So I just finished sharing it. So we're gonna get started. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, Opulence Nation. It's your sister Ifrah Hassan coming to you live from Toronto, Canada. But that's not normally where I'm from. I'm originally from Ottawa. I just happen to be here in Toronto, and it's been awesome. It's been awesome so far. But I look forward to going back, because Toronto is always, you know, a little chaotic for me here. I always look forward to going back to Ottawa. I hope that you all have your water bottles, your coffee, your tea, whatever that you need to keep you super excited. And another thing, those of you that are familiar with me is the fact that I thrive on participation. So as I go through and I ask you things, or I might ask you to put something in the chat, make sure that you participate. It will give me the energy. I'll give you all the energy there. It will give me, when you give me energy back, it will even inspire me more, okay? Hello, my sister Yulia from Israel. Welcome, my dear. Absolutely. I look forward to sharing it as well, my sister. All right. We have my brother Elijah from Kenya. Habari yako. Welcome, welcome. All right. So as you can see, I don't have a host today. I've been so crazy busy. Just last night, I thought of it. I'm like, wait a minute, was I supposed to have a host? And Ivy didn't tell me anything. So what I did is this morning, I woke up at 4:30 a.m. for my morning prayer, and I jotted down whatever that came to mind. So I'll be speaking from the heart. And as I mentioned before, the last 20 minutes I've dedicated to questions, okay? So in order for us to get as many questions answered, it's better if you type it for me in the Q&A, okay? Otherwise, you can also raise your hand, but I find that Q&A is quicker, okay? All right, so first of all, let me tell you a little bit about my background, okay? Some of you may have seen in the bio, I'm originally from Somalia. But I grew up in Canada. So I left Somalia at the age of 8 years old. I'm actually the youngest of five. 5 kids. My mom has 5. The second youngest. Okay, I have one sister that's younger than me. So I left Somalia when I was 8 years old. And the first country we moved to was Kenya. Yes. Kenya is the first country that we moved to that actually welcomed us home because we had a civil war back home in Somalia. So we used to live in Kenya for a few years while we were getting our paperwork. Then we settled in Canada 28 years ago. Good morning, Henry. Welcome. Welcome, Henry. So 28 years ago, we moved to Canada. I've always wanted to be a businesswoman. My dad, may he rest in may his soul rest in peace. He actually was a businessman. So growing up, my mom tells me at the age of 5, I would tell her, me, no way, I'm working for nobody. I'm going to be a powerful businesswoman. So I've always wanted to be a businesswoman. But I also loved giving back, right? And giving back to my community wasn't just what I share in my bio. It actually started back in when I was going to, we call it Duksi, which is where we go. Some of you may call it Bible study. I don't know, where you send kids to study the religion. So I used to study the Quran. So I was like 5 or 6, and I would go to the kids and I would say to them, hey, is there anything I can help you with? So I would help them before the teacher shows up so that their homework is done. So giving back for me has always been part of what I have done. Now, by the time I was 7 years old, the teacher at in the Quran school recognized that my leadership, and he made me what they call Kabir. Kabir basically means a teacher's head kind of thing, right? So you're next to the teacher at the age of 7. I don't know what sort of leadership qualities he's seen me, but he did. Okay. Now, what happened after that? So educational background. So when we moved to Canada, I started from what they call ESL, which is English second language. Okay, that's where I started. So all the kids that I was going to school with, I started from grade 7. They've been to English school from kindergarten all the way to grade 7, right? Here I am coming in, no background in English, none of that. And now I have to catch up to them. So very quickly, what I learned is that in order for me to keep up with those kids, I needed to work not double, but 3 times as hard. So when the teacher assigns homework, it's normally about an hour. I would be at my desk for 3 hours. Okay, because I knew if I want to graduate the same time as these kids, I better work 3 times as hard, right? So again, that's a skill set that I picked up all the way back in grade 7. So I luckily graduated on time, graduated from high school, and I went to university. So when I went to university, initially I wanted to study accounting. Just yesterday, I was at a workshop and this young woman said to me, I said, hey, what do you do? She saw what I was wearing and everything. She goes, oh my God, I love what you're wearing. I said, thank you. It's from my email. I told her what I do. She's like, that's so exciting. So I said to her, what about you? And you know what she says to me? Oh, I just do boring stuff. I said, nothing's boring. What do you do? She said, I'm an accountant. I said, that's actually what I was supposed to be initially, right? So anyways, accounting is what I went to school for. But by the second year, I hated it so much that one day I decided to book an appointment with they call it academic advisor. And I told her, listen, I wasted almost 2 years. I absolutely hate what I'm doing. I can't do debit and credit all the time. There's got to be something exciting about it. But I wasted already 2 years of tuition and everything. And just mind you, by the way, the first person in my team, the first woman, not in my team, in my family, to ever go to university, okay? All my sisters, before they were the age of 20, all got married and they all had children, right? So here I am trying to be that role model for the family, but I'm failing. 2 years in, I absolutely hate what I'm doing. So she says to me, okay, out of the courses that you're taking, Ifrah, what do you like the most? I said, I took this economics course. It sounds interesting because I love the macroeconomic, looking over the whole financial industry. I said, I like it. It's fascinating. She goes, that's it. Why don't you make economics your major? I said, okay, what about the 2 years of all the business courses I took? She said, your business can be your minor. Therefore, the next 2 years, you just focus on economics. So that is how I became graduated from economics with minor in business from Carleton University. Is anybody from Ottawa here? I always give a huge shout out to Carleton. Our team name is called Ravens. I'm a huge, by the way, sports fan as well. So I go by Ravens all day, every day. So anyways, so that's how I ended up graduating from university. It took me about a few years to get a job. So those of you that are not in Canada, you probably think after you graduated from university, you're going to land the nice job and everything. No, the same issue that exists around the world is the same as here. I know young people today who have master's degree. Some of them are doing their PhD or they have it, and they still cannot find a career job, okay? So not to downplay Canada. Canada is amazing, but we have the same challenges. So it took me about 3 years. I used to work at different call centers. I did different odd jobs. Finally, I landed a dream job, a government job. Good morning, my sister Naima. Welcome. My sister Charlene, welcome. All right. So I landed a dream job. So I got the job. I remember I was so excited. I went to do some shopping, bought the best, blazers, matching hijabs and everything, all the sets. I've always, by the way, was a fashionista. What Opulence did is even gave me, the okay, whereas everyone else is like, you're overdressed, but Opulence gave me that okay. So anyways, I bought all these amazing outfits and I was so excited, believe it or not. 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, a month in, I was like, man, is this all? Is this all? Right? Graduated from university, get a nice, decent job. Is this all? Because deep down, I mentioned earlier, I was 5, 6 years old, helping kids. I knew that God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God the Almighty, brought me into this world for a bigger purpose than myself. So I started talking to myself. What is it that you're meant to do other than your full-time job that pays you the bills? Yes. That helps you to look cute. What else do you need to do? And that is when I decided that I meant to give back. So I decided to become a community activist. That is where my community activism is started. Right after university, right after I found that dream job. For most people, that would be it, right? They would just travel, do whatever they want. But for me, something was itching. I needed to give back to my community. So I started mentoring youth. So I started working with high school students and I would match them with university students. And then I would mentor university students and I would match them with professionals like myself. That way, every generation had another generation to look up to, right? And in my community, we have layers and layers and layers of challenges, right? Where we're from, right? Our background. The religion, especially with women, men, you can tell with women, we're different. We're different the way that we look. So unless we have people that look like us, that have done everything, it's not as smooth sailing as it is for other communities, perhaps, right? So I knew that for me, I needed to start with my community. I'm a believer in that saying that charity starts at home, right? Charity starts at home. If I cannot help people that look like me, that talk like me, how can I possibly help other sisters and brothers around the world, right? In order for you to be able to have that global impact, you better be able to start from your background, right? Your backyard. So that's what I did. Once again, after 10 years, I realized this is not it. This is not it. It's a great start, but it's not it. I need to find a way to multiply what I'm doing. I need to find a way to impact more lives. Because this world, 8 billion people. Yes, I'm working with people in Ottawa, Canada. I've done some women's work, which was international, great, but still, it did not amount to what it's supposed to be, especially after 10 years. And by the way, I was doing all this while working 9 to 5. Okay, that's what I was doing. So again, I went back to the drawing board. So one thing that I do as a faithful person, whenever I'm stuck, I just basically seclude myself and I pray to God. I said, God, help me. You helped me before to see that giving back to my community was what I was missing, but now it's not enough. Help me, right? Help me. So one day, I will never forget, it was in January of 2018. It was around 20th of January. It was towards the end of January. We had a conference that myself and few other young people started 5 years ago. That's called Awakening. Basically, to awaken people's spirit into becoming what they need to become, right? And to show others that if so and so did it, that they can do it as well, right? So I was getting ready for that conference. So one thing that I've always done, and I always do to this day, whenever we have an event, whether it's the International Women's Day, whether it's the youth conference, whether it's violence against women, I've done a lot of work around women, by the way. Whatever the outfit that I wear, I make sure I buy it from local businesses, especially women-owned businesses. So I went to one of my favorite business owners. I don't know if she's on the line today. Last time I checked, she was all the way in Hajj in Saudi Arabia. Sahara Saeed, an amazing sister, an amazing woman, an amazing mother, and a leader in the community as well. While I was working with the community, she knew about my work and we crossed paths many times. I went to her store. I bought the outfit from her. And I said to her, after I bought the outfit from her, she says to me, hey, Ifrah, can I tell you something? I said, yes. And she was so excited. I will never forget. She was so excited. She says, Ifrah, I have another business. Do you know how fast I turn around? Because by then, for months, I've been searching for something, right? I was soul searching for months. So a business to me was a buzzword. I turned around so fast and I said, tell me more, what is it? And that's when she shared with me. She said, you're absolutely going to love this. It's a global opportunity. I do fashion, I do health, I do beauty. And the last thing she added that was the kicker, guess what she says to me? I know how much you love accessorizing your outfits, Ifrah. I've seen how you dress, how you put everything together. Imagine the outfit you just bought. And from today onwards, whatever that you buy, that you're wearing, you have that matching necklace, that matching shoes, ring, watches, right? Purses. Imagine. She had me right there. Most of you that are with Opulence, you see me, right? Just the other day, I was at the office. The outfit I was wearing matched my shoes and everything. Guess what? Now everybody wants everything I was wearing, even the outfit. I said, wait, we don't have clothing yet. But now everybody wants that jewelry, right? So that's exactly what I'm wearing today, right? That's what I do. So when you're talking to your prospects, the reason I'm sharing this as well is for you, not everybody's going to be into that health and that beauty. Look at them and say something about what they have on, right? So anyways, I said, okay, now we're talking. But remember, at the end of the day, I'm a numbers woman. My background is economics. The fact that you have a nice jewelry and nice products is not enough. I say, show me the numbers. Yes, show me the numbers. What kind of business are we talking? Let's analyze this. And she said, absolutely. Look at your calendar, she says, because I document everything. I don't know where's my phone today. I would have shown you because later on I want to talk about DMO. Yes, right here. Daily method of operation. Whatever that I do is documented. Okay, I don't go by my head. I don't go by something that I wrote on a piece of paper. Why? This guy right here is with us all the time. As you can see, that's July. It's full. Okay. So she says, Ifrah, look at your calendar. Let's talk about it. When are you available? So it happened to be 2 weeks later, I was available right after work, 6 p.m. I was finishing work at 5. I ran there as quickly as possible. I get there, and guess who she brings with her? My amazing soul sister. Many of you know, none other than Stephanie Wise. I don't know if Steph is on the call. Steph, are you on the call? My soul sister, Steph, is here. So she brings Steph with her. They sat with me. And for me, right away, 3 things stood out for me. So to our amazing guest, I know we have some guests here, okay? I really, really want you to listen to this, because something that I say today could be that thing that makes the difference between you today and 5 years from now, okay? They told me 3 things. The first thing that really caught my attention was the fact that our company started right here in Ottawa. Steph says, yes. Good morning, my sister. It started in Ottawa, my hometown, the place I grew up. They said, yes, 2005, our company started here. I said, okay, tell me more. The second thing that they told me is that they have now expanded into 200 countries and territories worldwide. Earlier, I mentioned the reason why I switched from accounting to economics, because I was fascinated by the idea of global. Now they're telling me this is a global opportunity. I said, okay, now we're talking. Tell me more. This one sealed the deal for me. It sealed the deal. This is what made me recognize this is what I've been looking for. This is what I meant to do for God knows how long. Okay. What was that? This is February of 2018. At the time, top 5 emerging markets. We had Kenya and we had Rwanda. Shout out to all my Kenyan sisters and brothers in the house. Okay. Remember in my story, before my family migrated to Canada, we used to live in Kenya. So for me, that hit home. I said, Kenya, the same place I used to live in, the same place right now my nieces and my nephews were born, my sisters live in. You're telling me you have a business there? And they said, yes, thanks to none other than our top income earner, Reza. He was there at the time launching those markets, right? I said, okay, I'm in. Let me go home. Let me study about this and let me get back to you. That's all they needed to tell me. So I went home, prayed about it. Remember, whenever I'm making a decision, I always pray about it. And I told my mom, she says, go ahead, get started. That is how I got started. Okay, that's how I got started. I officially launched my business February 28th of 2018. But guess what? Many of you have heard about my business April 7th of 2018. 5.5 weeks later, almost 6 weeks later. Why did it take me that long? For me, my integrity is bigger than anything in this world. There is no way in hell that I'm going to promote a product, a company, an opportunity without first believing in myself. What is the best way? What is the best way? Write it down for me in the chat. What is the best way to believe in our business? What is the best way? Let's see who's awake. Yes, my sister Tony, use your products. Honestly, it hurts me. It hurts me when I see new partners telling me, Ifrah, how quickly can I sell this? How quickly can you use it? How quickly can you get your own testimony out of it? Because that's going to be the difference between you now and you 5 years from now. Because we're talking about my journey today. 5 years, right? That's going to be the difference. So first order of business was for me to become a product of the product. That's right, my sister Charlene. A product of the product. So I told my mom, I said, Mom, there's no way I'm going to go into the community and promote these products. I want to try it first. Guess what? My mom said, I'll try with you. I always joke about it. I say my mom is my guinea pig. She was my first client, the first person to put her hand up. So we started using it together. In 3 days, my sisters and my brothers, my mom comes to me. What are we using, by the way? I know we have a lot of guests here. the fountain of life. It was just released. The entire world is talking about how amazing they have benefited from, right? So this is the first product my mom and I started using. 3 days, my mom tells me, Ifrah, you're not going to believe this. Whatever you gave me is helping me. I was like, I don't understand. Because in all the brochures, it says 90 days you need to use it to see a result. I had no idea how fast acting this product is, right? 3 days. I said, Mom, what do you feel? My mom suffered from arthritis for 15 years. Very, very common in our community. Okay, so she had issues going up and down the stairs. She had issues walking, standing. My mom loves cooking. She couldn't stand more than 20, 30 minutes max, right? Praying, right? One of the movements that we do, we actually have to put our forehead on the floor. For someone who's aching, they cannot do that. So she was suffering for 15 years. 3 days, she's telling me, all my joints are not as heavy. And you know why she was also feeling, later on I found out, I asked David O, our amazing regulatory affairs, the reason why she was feeling, he said, not as heavy is because the inflammation was going down. Part of her issue wasn't just the pain, it was the inflammation, right? She was feeling too pressure her body. Anyways, she says, I don't feel as heavy when I'm going up the stairs, right? I'm not aching as much. In 3 days, I said, that's amazing. Please continue, Mom. I'll continue to monitor you. 3 weeks later, I kid you not, my mom was able to do all of those things without an issue. Okay. So for me, what do you think that gave me? It put my belief level so high, so high. What has it done for me? Within those 3 weeks as well, it helped with my iron, low iron, digestion. The biggest one for me was allergies. Since I was 16 years old, I used to be on medication. The doctors got tired of me. They would put me on so many. At the end, they put me on over-the-counter medication. So I would be taking them all the time. All of that gone. So now I had an amazing product and an amazing opportunity, an amazing platform that is global. So I got to work. So I officially launched my business April 7th. That is when the majority of you found out about it. The only people that knew about it other than my family is my soul sister Steph and my amazing upline sponsor, Sahara Saeed. No one else knew. I didn't tell anyone. So when I did my launch party though, not only did my friends and family and people knew, the entire world knew about it. And this is the first piece of advice I'm gonna give you. Why did I go public with it? The reason I went public with it, it's easier for you to start something. And then in the case it doesn't work, it's okay. No one knew about it anyways. In order to ensure that I follow through this all the way, I had to let the world know. Now, if this doesn't work, guess what's going to happen? The whole world will know it doesn't work. Okay? I have thousands and thousands of people that follow me on social media, that watch my stories, that watch whatever I post. Now everybody's gonna know about it. People that have never seen me, that know nothing about me, just because I'm on social media, they're gonna know about it. So accountability. So write that down. Yes, my sister Steph, keeping accountability. Not just to myself, not just to my family and friends, but I want the world, the social media world, to hold me accountable as well. What else will that help me with? Is for me to be 100% in. I want you to write that in the chat. 100% in. When it comes to opulence, I cannot stress enough. Even if you are 99% in, you will never reach the level that we want to reach. You have to be 100% in. So that was going to help me to be accountable and to be 100% in, 100% committed. So now that I'm in and I told everybody, right? Now I wrote down my target. Okay, Ifrah, what is your first order of business? I love it. My brother Ronan says 200%. Okay, first target. What is the first target? to double my income and to quit my job. That was the first thing I wrote it down on a piece of paper. No one other than God the Almighty would have told me otherwise. That no, Ifrah, you will not be able to double your income. You will not be able to leave your full-time job. No, nobody could have told me. But I did not tell anyone for 6 months. I kept quiet. I didn't tell anyone. Up until I shared this, some of you may remember, in our last conference, right before Renee and I presented our opportunity. I launched my business in April. In October, we came to Toronto for my first conference. This is 2018. Out of nowhere, our CEO calls me to stage with all these incredible leaders that have been in the business, that have done so much. I am nothing. I'm a brand new lifestyle advisor with a big heart. That's it. I think my team was like 5. I don't know. Okay. He calls me up and he asks me, he said, Ifrah, what is your target for the next 3 to 5 years? What do you want to achieve from Opulence? I remember my heart almost came out of my chest, because now I have to share with the world my big secret, which is for me to double my income and leave my government job, not 3 to 5 years, but a year to 2. So I mustered all the courage I could to share that on stage. And I'm so glad I did, because guess what? From that day onwards, I started telling everyone, my neighbors, my Uber drivers, my taxi drivers, everybody. When they're dropping me off in the morning, everybody knows the government building. They're like, oh my God, Ifrah, so you're going to work? I said, yes, but not for long. What do you mean? I'm leaving in a year to 2. What? How? What are you doing on Tuesday? That is how I would invite them to my session. Yes. I remember doing that for a while, and then later on listening to Jim Rohn, how he used to get people when he had his, network marketing to take a look at his opportunity. He would use similar line. Hey, do you want to learn how I'm earning full-time income working part-time, or how I'm earning the same amount of money working my business as my full-time, right? Something similar. So that's how I bring people out. So I lived and breathed for 2 years that I was going to leave that government job. So now that I know what my target is, how am I going to achieve it? How am I going to achieve it? Yes, my sister Tony says, declare it. Declare it. Okay. How am I going to achieve it? Because it's nice to have a target. How am I going to do this? In our business, we call it DMO. Can anybody tell me in the chat? DMO. What does that mean? What does that mean? Yes. Yes. My sister Yulia got it. Daily method of operation. With every target, with every promise, if you don't have that, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. Right? I had the guts to say 1 to 2 years. Now I better have the guts to have the daily method of operation. How am I going to do this? Okay. So the first thing I did is I must present my opportunity minimum once a day. So even if I was to take 2 days out of the 7 days off, 2 days, 5 days a week, that is 5 presentations. In forensic the other day, when Danielle, our sales development manager, was doing the training, how to earn a 5-figure income, five times a week, the people that are supposed to present it are actually full-timers. I'm a part-timer, but I was operating from a full-time. Why? I told this mind right here that I was going to become a full-time. So I was operating from a full-time perspective. So I had to present my business once a day. I remember during my lunch hour, they give me an hour. 15 minutes, I will use it for my prayers, and 45 minutes, I will be presenting my opportunity. When did I eat my lunch? At my desk, between meetings, between works, okay? That's what I've been doing. So I would present my opportunity once a daily. The next thing I wrote it down is I must put in 2 to 3 hours into my business every single day. It didn't matter which cousin was in town. It didn't matter whose birthday party it was. No, 2 to 3 hours a day. after work, I must put into my Opulence business. On top of the presentation has already been done. After work, 9 to 5, I would get home 6 to 8, 6 to 9, every single day, Monday to Friday. And Saturday, Sunday, it was full time, 8 hours. So when I add up the hours, that is 30 hours a week. Yes, that is how much I put in. 30 hours a week. Some of you may be thinking, oh my God, is that what I have to do? Absolutely not. It all depends on your target. My target was to double my income. What does that mean? I needed to earn minimum 10,000 a month. For you, it might be, you know what, I'm happy if I can earn extra 500. So maybe you just need to put in 1 hour, right? Some of you, 5,000, great. Whatever your target is, remember, your target and your effort has to match. You can't have a target here and your effort here. They have to match. So for me to put in that 30 hours matched what I was trying to achieve. So I put in 30 hours a week. And the third thing, I wrote it down as part of a daily method of operation, okay? To never miss a training or an event. So all the weekly trainings that we have, never miss it, right? And an event, any event that was happening. It didn't matter whether it was happening in Ottawa or Toronto. Okay, some of you may have heard the story. There could be an ice storm. I would still find a way to come to Toronto at our head office and participate. Okay. Right now, we have a conference coming up, September conference. How many of you, especially in Canada, bought their ticket? Do you know that that could be the difference between you today and 5 years from now? That one event? Yes. Yes. Events is what builds your business. Okay. Events is what builds your business. I wish we had more time. I would have shared the Eric Worre story, but some of you may have heard of it before, where people who attend events double and triple and everything their income because they're now taking what the other people who never came back or who never came are supposed to get. So be that person that continues to show up consistently. Okay. And not only are you going to reach the top, but you're also going to be the people that are going to be on that poster, on that stage that everybody's going to come see. You're no longer going to be the person that's watching it. So become consistent with your events. Become consistent with your weekly trainings. Okay? So this daily method of operation allowed me to achieve that, to be able to double my income, which is 10,000 a month, and to be able to leave the government job. What else have I've been able to achieve within that? I was able to help multiple, so many sisters and brothers on my team, okay, to become 4-figure income earners, 5-figure income earners, and yes, 6-figure income earners. I had sisters, moms, raising young kids, earning anywhere from 5,000 a month all the way to 20,000 a month. Yes. Namely, my sister Saada Hassan, okay, who, by the way, bought a huge home and moved back to Africa. She always wanted her kids to be raised in an environment where they understand the culture and everything. Yes, she's living her opulent lifestyle. What also I've been able, by the assistance of my team and of course my mentors, I've been able to help 21 people on my team to become lifestyle director 2 and 100, I looked at it this morning, 100 lifestyle director 1 and 5 lifestyle director 3s. Yes. Okay. So about 2,000 sisters and brothers I've been able to help within the last 5 years. Okay. Now, what else I've been able to become? I said this, I may have mentioned earlier when I was doing the introduction, what you're going to learn today is also I became the first woman, which I didn't even know. I was shocked when I heard that, because I know there are a lot of sisters who have achieved a lot more than I did when it comes to our business, when it comes to our income and everything. But I actually became also the first woman LD4, earning up to 10,000 a week. So that was a shocker, right? For most people, it's shocker outside. But for me, I told you, this whole first woman thing started with my own family. The first woman to graduate from university, right? So for me, it was normal. Okay, I'm breaking another barrier. And I remember, I don't know if she's on the call, my sister Lucy Kuria, when I became LD4 and I was earning 10,000 a week, she calls me and she says to me, Ifrah, you know, I've always believed in the opulence dream and everything, but today more than ever I do. Because you as my sister, if you're able to do this, I know for a fact that I can. That was for me a very humbling moment, because I mentioned to you earlier, the market that inspired me to get started was Kenya. And for me to be able to give back in that sense, to inspire them back, it was a very humbling moment. I got emotional, right? I got very emotional at that moment. So I wanted to give a huge shout out to my sister Lucy Kuria for giving the baton back. I've always looked up to them and I will always do, but now she's giving the baton back and saying, no, you're inspiring our market now, right? So that was awesome. Okay, now, I know that we're almost 15 minutes, 17 minutes, so almost at 20 minutes. Those of you that have a question, I didn't forget you. I have one more page here and then we will stop. I'll stop talking here. Okay, now, after I became LD4, I left the government job. Of course, I started traveling. So the first country I went to was Turkey. I remember telling my family, I'm gonna be away for 2 to 3 weeks, right? 2 to 3 months, 14 months it took me to come back. Okay, during that time, not once did I miss my commission. Every Tuesday I got paid. This is huge. This is huge. How many opportunities, other opportunities that you know that will, no matter where you are in the world, will continue to pay you? I don't know. All I know, if I was working for the government, I would have been out of job so fast, never mind getting paid. So my commission never stopped. What else happened for me? It was during that time that my team and I expanded into Australia and New Zealand. Yes, so we were expanding, getting paid, living the opulent lifestyle. So it was my first time really tasting the freedom. When we talk about opulence being a freedom, for me, that was the first time I really, really tasted. And to be honest with you, one of my biggest motivation to be here today, when our company asked me to do this, is for me to ensure that each and every one of you, not only tastes that freedom, but lives in that freedom forever. Do you know that this month marks exactly 3 years since I left my government job? Yes, I haven't had time. Since July started, I've been all over the place. I have more traveling to come. Right now, I'm still in Toronto, I mentioned earlier. It marks 3 years since I've been able to achieve that. How amazing it would have been if all of you on this call today can say the same, right? I'm celebrating my 5 year of financial freedom. I'm celebrating my first year of financial freedom. This is what wakes me up every morning. I tell this to my team every day. My success means nothing to me if I cannot help others to do the same. This is what all the leaders, this is why we're here all the time. It's not about us. Network marketing is never about us. Okay, it's about what can we do for others, right? Okay. What else was I been able to achieve? I've been able to, after I came back from Turkey, I was able to do a North America tour. So I went Edmonton, Alberta, Seattle, Washington, Minnesota, right? I think almost 6 weeks I was on the road. Came back and I went back home where everything started in Kenya. Yes, in December and half of January, I was in Kenya for 6 weeks. Got to see my sisters, my nieces and nephews, who are practically Kenyans. They were born and grew up in Kenya, right? And I got to, of course, bond with my amazing sisters, Lucy, Nancy, so many of them, like my sister Karimi, who I always say her name wrong, right? All of them, I got to bond with them again. Again, I took it back home where it all started, the market that inspired me, right? So that was awesome. And then when I came back from Kenya, we did the cruise, right? The Asia tour. So for 2 months, I was actually in Asia, came back. And right now, Henry, I know he's on the call, Renee, we're getting ready for a USA tour. So who do you know in Atlanta, Georgia, right? Who do you know in Minnesota? Okay, I'll be in Minnesota for 2 weeks. In Atlanta, we'll be there in 4 days, right? So it just multiplied from there. It continued from there, right? Now, all of this, other than God the Almighty, what made all this possible? It's opulence. The same opportunity that is in your hands today. If you have not started this opportunity, today is the day to put it into your own hands. Because as I mentioned earlier, if I can do it, I promise you, without a shadow of a doubt, you can. Now let's talk about a little bit about challenges, because if I leave without telling you this, I feel like I have not done justice, right? All I did is talked about all the amazing things, right? Did I wake up one day and been able to achieve all of this? Absolutely not. Are you going to wake up one day and to achieve your dreams? Absolutely not. So some of the challenges, I love Henry last week when he talked about it, last month, I should say. Now we do this monthly, not weekly anymore, the leadership calls. He talked about how, you know, people will come and go, but as leaders, we need to stay focused, right? Need to stay focused. I always knew that, but I didn't believe in it until it hit me so hard. So the challenge I want to share with you today is one that as you rank up, as you achieve more success, as you grow, it's going to happen. The reason I'm sharing with you is not for you to fear, but to say, oh yeah, Ifrah said that one day. Yes, I know it happens, right? So what the biggest one for me that broke me down at first, right? That broke me down when I woke up at 5 a.m. for my morning prayer, I was crying, but now shame me the woman that I am, is the fact, is the one that's called betrayal. It happens, it's normal. All the leaders I talk to, they say it's normal. So you're gonna have at some point in time, as you build your empire, okay, and I want you to smile about it, you're gonna have people that are gonna join your team. Normally, they are very, very sharp, right? They come with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of skill set, right? A lot of leadership. And what do you do naturally? You pour into them. You tell the entire team, this is an amazing leader. You gotta follow them. You put them on stage, right? They come on Zoom. Now people recognize them. You build that like and trust for them. The first challenge comes, guess what? They are the first ones, not only to leave you, but they're gonna try to take as much as they can with them. Yes, yes, it's gonna happen. If it hasn't happened to you yet, count your blessing. I'm sharing this with you again, not for you to fear, but to be ready for it. Say, yes, I know it happens. Because I promise you, I became the woman I am after that happened. Yes, Amarji says so true. Every leader went through it. So what you need to do when that happens is smile about it. Smile about it. The second thing I want you to do about it is to become more aggressive. Yes, to become more aggressive. Okay, so I got louder. I became even louder. Okay, I travel even more. And you know what's amazing? Those very same people that have done that today, they're still going from one company to the next. Yes. And guess what they're doing? They're at home watching my stories, me going from one place to the next. Yes, I see them. I don't know if they know that I can see people that watch my stories. Yes. I remember when I came back from Asia, Reza, I did a what is it called? A strategy session with all my fives. I did it with Ronan, I did it with my sister Sherry and everybody. And Reza and I were talking about it, and he said, Ifrah, 32 years in this industry. Anyone who has ever came in and have left him, especially, he said, in the 18 years he's been in Opulence, they don't have it any better. And that for me sealed the deal. No matter what anyone does or where they go, know that they will never have it any better. Does that mean we wish them to be miserable? Absolutely not. In fact, I pray for them. Yes, not long ago, I had a sister. I prayed for her. I said, I wish you all the very best. Just know that at any point in time you are ready, I'm here to take you back. Yes, we're here. You don't see this opportunity as a place that you can get to where you are? No problem. No problem. I will still be here because I'm confident. I'm confident. Our company is going nowhere. Yes, I'm confident. And she couldn't believe it. So we made a prayer and we said our piece. Yes. So that's why I'm sharing this with you. It will happen, but know that you are at the right place. And I want you to double and triple your activities. Become even louder. Okay? Final advice before we move on to the Q&A. Okay? Before we move on to the Q&A. The first advice that I would give you, be the best at what you do, whatever that is. We're talking about business, so let's talk about Lifestyle Advisor Plus. I just launched my shop, Lifestyle Advisor Plus. What do I need to become? To become the best Lifestyle Advisor Plus Opulence has ever seen. Yes. No other Lifestyle Advisor Plus has ever come into Opulence. You're the absolute best. Sometimes people mistake that with arrogance. Being the best is not being arrogant, okay? Because at the end of the day, people are attracted to strength, okay? I'll give you a simple example. Let's say today you need a surgery. You go to 2 doctors. Both of them have the same amount of experience. They have the same amount of credentials and everything. You go into one of them and one tells you, absolutely, I can do this. We have done it for so and so. We have this amount of success ratio, blah, blah, blah. And the other tells you, yes, I have studied this. I will do this. No, nothing to back up, no confidence, nothing coming out. Let me ask you this. Which doctor would you go for? Which doctor would you choose and trust your surgeon with? Okay, I mentioned earlier, I thrive on participation. Which one would you go for? The one that's nice about it, that's yes, welcome, we'll do this, or the one that hits you with all the facts and tells you, I can do this, I've done it for this and this and this? Of course, the first one. Let's be honest. So when people are choosing to partner with you, they're going to go with the one who has the most amount of confidence. And how do you gain that? When you become the best at what you do. Our CEO says it best, become the encyclopedia of your business. Know the ins and the outs of your business. Be the person everybody comes to for question and answer. That's what's going to set you apart. So become the best at what you do. The second piece of advice I'm going to give you is there's a saying in Somali. Where are my Somali sisters here? We use a lot of terminology in our language because we're considered oral society. Back then, people didn't used to write things, oral society. So the way that we would motivate each other is we would say things in like foreshadow or whatever that you call it, right? So there's a saying that says, Mel kamuko ama kamagno. Okay, when you show up, yes, my sister Maria says, we're here. Maria, welcome, my sister. Mel kamuk ama kamagro basically means be present. When you are somewhere, be seen or heard. Otherwise, don't show up. Stay at home with your pajamas. So you came to Opulence. You became a Lifestyle Advisor Plus. Congratulations. But if no one sees you, if no one hears you, it's as if you're not here. It's as if you're not here. Yes. So be seen, be present. Some of you have seen my post just recently. I was at our head office, right? I could have went there quietly with my guests. I had a powerful sister, an amazing guest. I could have went there quietly, maybe taken a little photo here and there, and that's it. But no, I make sure the entire world knew I came to our head office. I had an amazing time. I met with an amazing leaders. That is what I mean. Be loud. Be loud. Do you know that your check will exactly be equal to how loud you are with your business? Yes. So if you're sitting and saying, I've been in this business for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, I'm not at where you are, ask yourself, are you loud about your business? Do you talk about it proudly? Does everybody know that you are Opulence Global? When they think of health and beauty, do they think of you? When they think of a global opportunity, do they think of you? When they think of a cruise, do they think of you? Be loud, crazy loud. Some people will call you obnoxious. Some people will call you arrogant. Some people will call you a show off. So be it. So be it. You have a business to be loud. You're in network marketing, for God's sakes. Since when should we be low about network marketing? We should be loud and proud about it. Okay? So that's the second piece of advice. Please be loud and proud about it. Let us know that you're here. Make some noise. Right now alone, we're in this room, right? There's about maybe 10, 15, 20 of you. I would say maybe 30% of you are writing. The other 70%, maybe you're busy writing down. I don't want to judge you. But what I mean is, when you are at a place, show up. Some of you see in the chat rooms, whenever I join a meeting that's happening, I make sure I record a little bit of it and I put it in all the chat rooms happening now. Everybody now knows I'm on that call. Again, it's not a show off. It's part of building your business. I'm normalizing to share everything that's happening in our business to share with the world. So normalize it. Normalize it. It started with your own team. Let your team know that you're on the call, right? Okay, that's number 2. Number 3, this is a big one, and I'm glad that Renee is here because I'm going to be using him as an example, right? Lead by example. Lead by example. When it comes to leadership, too often we believe that leadership is maybe about someone who achieved a really nice rank, right? A nice paycheck. That's it. Or the other way around. Someone who's amazing, who's training their team, who is motivating them, who's traveling with them, who's doing everything. But for whatever reason, they're not ranking advancing. They're not earning much. The two go hand in hand. So the best example, there's so many amazing leaders that for me, I wanted to use today is Renee. Okay. When you think of Renee, write it in the chat. What comes to mind, right? Renee Yao, our youngest millionaire, what comes to mind? For me, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that he's an amazing, amazing father and family man. Do you know that? Integrity? Yes, Karen, that goes right in hand. Do you know that whatever that you are in your personal life, it will show up in your professional life? That's the first thing. When I first started my business, I did a meeting with all my fives, and I asked Renee, I said, hey, Renee, I'm Ifrah, just got started. I would love to book an appointment. He told me, Ifrah, I have about 10 minutes before I have a dinner with my family. Is that okay? And I said, yes, forget 10 minutes. I'll take 1 minute of your time. So right away, I gained the respect for him. Okay, the word I was looking for before was respect. When I think of Renee, I think of respect right away. Okay, family man. The second thing I think of is the fact that he is a leader, a real mentor, a real mentor. I can't think about the amount of times Renee, out of nowhere, he would message me. How's everything going, Fra? Do you need help with 3-way call? Are you traveling? Do you want me to help you travel? Right now, a lot is happening because of Renee. He messaged me when I was in Malaysia. He goes, hey, Henry and I are doing this amazing travel to Atlanta, Georgia, USA. I know you have a big market there, right? I said, Renee, I'm in, right? So mentoring, guidance, respect, very helpful. I love that. Humble, right? Fun, yes. If you ever go to the cruise, you'll see the fun side of Renee, right? All of that encompasses a leader, okay? But like I mentioned earlier, if Renee was all of that, but he was not the youngest millionaire in the company, he was not the LD4, he did not win the President Cup twice, right? He didn't achieve all of those things. Let me ask you, let's be honest. And I'm sure Renee will not get offended. Despite all the amazing things that we have said, would you still look at Renee the way that you look up to him today? Okay. Would you still look at Renee the way that you look up to him today? A nice man, a nice mentor, a trainer, but he hasn't achieved much with Opulence, right? He has nothing to show for. Let's be honest. I'll be the first one to be honest. Okay. Isaac says, I will still look. Great for you, Isaac. For me, in order to look up to you as a leader, I need to see the progress. Yes, fantastic. You're amazing, Renee. But what have you been able to achieve with the Opulence that you can help me achieve as well? Naima is being honest. Maybe it's a somatic thing. We're honest. Naima says no. not to take anything away from him, but I came here to achieve success. If the guy I look up to hasn't achieved it, how is he going to help me get there? Let's be real. Exactly, Tony. We need to see the leader has evolved and continues to do so, right? That is what Renee does the best at it. Do you know that right now, in next year, about a year from now, he's going to be moving into his $5 million home? Do you know that? That is the success we're all looking up to, right? So that's what I mean. The two go hand in hand. So when you're a leader, definitely work on your character. Be the best character that you can, the best mother and father to your team, but also make sure that you are rank advancing. Make sure that you are bringing that check. Make sure that you are on the cruises, that you are doing things. Because at the end of the day, everybody came here with a dream, and you are that person they're looking up to achieve that dream. Okay? And that is what I want to leave you with today. I took up the entire hour. I apologize, even though we started about 10 minutes later. Now I would like to open up any Q&A. Please, if you want to raise your hand, keep it very short. Otherwise, just write it in the chat. I'll be happy to respond to you. Thank you. Thank you, my brother Ronan. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you, everybody. I'm glad that the points that I have shared have resonated with you. My sister Bella, welcome, my sister. I know that you are, inshallah, on the road, God willing, to join us soon. Okay, you're welcome, my sister Maria. You're welcome. You're welcome. Itamar, my brother Itamar. Wow, welcome, my brother. We met on the cruise. Welcome, my brother. Okay, any Q&A? I know I took the entire hour, or anything that you want to add, feel free to raise your hand, everybody. Okay. Thank you, Paradeep. Thank you, Rico. Rico is in the house. Thank you, Rico. You are an amazing leader as well. Wow, this is awesome. Amarji, thank you. Love you as well. Yes, Rani, thank you. Liz, I'm glad that whatever I shared with you have resonated with you. Take whatever that you feel fits you, right? At the end of the day, whatever I shared is my own style, is how I did it. Make your own as well, okay? But I hope that it's helpful, okay? Thank you, my sister Maria. I'm so proud, yes. Thank you, Ma'anto. Farida, thank you, my sister. This was really inspiring. I'm glad that I was able to do that. My sister Amir, thank you, everybody. If there is nobody that wants to have a Q&A, I'm assuming I've shared so much and you're still adjusting, because we're actually 5 minutes on top of the hour anyways. I want to take this moment to really thank you so much. I know it's a Sunday morning, for taking time out of your busy schedule. Even for me, it wasn't easy. Yesterday, I missed my train. I was supposed to leave this morning, 8 a.m. I said, no, I have a leadership call. So I postponed my trip back to Ottawa, but I'll be heading back today. Looking forward to reuniting with my Ottawa team as always. So what I wanted to end it with is the promotion right now that's going on. I see that we have right here, we have some amazing guests here. This promotion right here, a must take advantage of. And right now, there is no time limit to it. That means at any time, our company will pull this out, okay? Very, very important. Our Epic Opulence 18, okay? Where anybody who starts as a Lifestyle Advisor Plus will walk away with either 1,000 of free shopping spree, right? Or 6 bottles, actually both of them. Even if you go for 1,000 shopping spree, 6 bottles of Fountain of Life. But if you go for the Fountain of Life, that is 12 bottles extra Fountain of Life. Highly recommend. It can be taken away at any moment in time. So I want to recommend for that. The other announcement normally hosts would make is the upcoming conference. I don't have the poster here. The September conference. Make sure, Freedom Conference. Today we talked a lot about freedom. If you want that freedom, I promise you, make sure that you show up, especially if you are in North America, to the conference happening September 13 to 15. Okay, so that is where I'm going to end with. Oh, I see some Q&A. Why didn't I see that earlier? Oh, Oh, Tony, sorry. Sorry, Renee. Tony's telling me Renee is volunteering to host you. The chat was so much, I didn't see it. Thank you, Renee. Maybe I'll bring you up, Renee. Renee, are you still with us? Maybe you can inspire us with few words. Let's see, can I see Renee here? Renee, do you want to raise your hand? I can't see you. I know you're on the call. You said something earlier. Renee. I see Rico, I see Ramatu. I don't see Renee. Okay, maybe he's got a call. Okay, anyways, I apologize, I didn't see that. Okay, Shandy says, intelligent woman. Thank you, Shandy. Iman, it's Iman giving you love. Hello, Iman. Welcome, my sister. Elijah, your story is very inspiring. Kindly share some of your low moments in Opulence Global. Here we go. If any, and what you did to overcome. My low moments, the first one was when I first got started. I was so excited, right? I thought everybody was going to be excited as I was. Unfortunately not, especially family and friends. If today a family and friend starts a new business, I would be the first one to be excited about it, right? They were not as excited. I did not know. And many of the biggest reason is because not many people are educated about our network marketing. It's like, oh, you're doing that thing that so-and-so did, that pyramid, that thing, right? So instead of me telling people to come into my opportunity or try my products, I actually spent about 6 months educating my community. That's why some of you see that I do on Fridays Facebook Live, right? In Somali, in my mother tongue. And it's because me educating the community about network marketing. So it shocked me because, again, like I said, if a friend today starts a business, I don't care what it is, I'll be the first one to go and support. But no, they didn't. So that's how I was able to get over it, just to recognize it, that it's okay, that is happening. And now the question is, how can I help them better understand? Because at the end of the day, what is entrepreneurship all about? Find a problem, find a solution, right? So the problem was that they didn't understand it. So the solution was for me to educate them. So great question, my brother Elijah. Okay, another person here, I can't see their name. What do you send to your prospects after collecting their contact information? I love it. I meet somebody just yesterday. I was at a networking event with over 100 people. Many of them were business owners. So what do? Anyone that I meet, I don't talk about business. I don't talk about products. You got to try this product, nothing. I just build a little bit of a like and trust. But guess what? I come home. What is the first thing that I do? Leave them this beautiful voice note. Another tip I will give you, voice notes, writing is okay, right? Especially if you're a good writer. But the voice note, what it does is your energy comes out, right? So, and I thrive on energy. So I leave them a message. Hello, my sister. Hello, my brother, whoever it is, right? It's Ifrah again. We just met at the networking event, right? If it's a women's event, business event. Yesterday it was, I believe they call it Black men tie, something like that. Artists, yes, there were brothers that were showing their artists, but of course everybody was invited. So I said that I met you at the artist networking event here in Toronto. It was nice connecting with you. As I mentioned, I would love to schedule a call or a Zoom session with you to learn a little bit more, because normally networking you only have about 5 minutes, right, to talk to this person. If you're very lucky, 10 minutes for us to sit down together, have a cup of coffee if you're in the same city, or let's schedule a Zoom. That's it. 30 seconds, maximum 1 minute. People don't want to hear too long, right? They could be busy. That's what I do. Almost everybody since back says, yes, it was nice meeting you. And of course, I would love to schedule a call with you. I would love to meet with you. In fact, right now, since I came back from Asia, what I've been doing, I know the Ottawa family and my team knows this, I've been going to different networking events because I realized the last 5 years, all I've been doing is grinding. But for me to level up, to get to that presidential, to get to that royal, right? For me to get that, I need to work smarter, not harder. Meaning I need to bring myself to places where I can tap in different networking events. This past weekend, I did a workshop with 2 sisters, one from Denmark, one from Toronto. Some of you may have seen it. Now, all their people, because I was tagging them in everything, all their people want to know about what I do, right? So collaboration, networking is what I'm doing right now. Another thing that I'm doing right now, I focus so much the first 5 years in my community alone, which is fantastic. It got me to where I'm at. But in order for me to level up, I need to open up. Okay, so that's another advice I would give you. I know a lot of sisters and brothers right now in Thailand, Philippines are doing amazing. What I challenge you to do is to go out of your comfort zone. Tap into other markets, other backgrounds, other religions, right? Other people of other ethnicity, because that's what's going to take you to that next level. For me, to get to that presidential and to get to that royal, that is what I need to do. And that is what every single My Five support. I know my brother Ronan is here, Sherry, that I did the strategy session with. All of them gave me that advice. So that's what I'm doing as well, just to let you know. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Yes, Tony says smile while you at it. Exactly. Do you know that people recognize if you're smiling or not, even by phone? Yes, definitely. Smile and dial. Smile and dial. Okay. Your success is always the best to overcome doubt. Absolutely. Absolutely, my sister Liz. Okay, so I want to end it there. It's 13 minutes after 11. Again, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Once this recording comes out, please feel free to share, and hopefully let's inspire the world. Let's get to that billion sooner than later, right? And I want to leave you all with good evening, good afternoon, good night, and to the billion. Take care, everyone. Yes, to the billion, Karen, to the billion, Charlene. Bye, everyone.